Hey guys, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. My name is Leah and wanted to pull energy for this upcoming week, November 15th through the 20th. So I'm going to go ahead and pull cards for the overall energy of the week, some advice and action, obstacles that we might be facing, and then what's going on in money and in love, okay? So let me just go ahead and pull some cards. Also, we are pretty much, this week will be the last full week in Scorpio season, and then we start to move into Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So Scorpio season was all about shedding our old ways, negative patterns, thinking, and kind of this rebirth, okay? Which is, you know, it's always great in Scorpio season, and I know a lot of people kind of are like, oh, another transformation, another awakening, another process that we have to go through, another self-work, but that's ongoing, and honestly, it's kind of great because you set yourself up really nicely going into the new year, okay? All right, so let's see what's going on. Let me just get the cards a little bit more organized. Okay, so this week, I think a lot of folks are, you know, they've been kind of revving themselves up and getting excited about, you know, whether it's launching a business or, you know, taking classes or going back to school, you know, learning a new skill set. And so you get all this like excitement and drive and, you know, forward movement, and you just want to like hit the ground running. But if you don't go in with a plan, or if you don't have kind of an understanding of, you know, the next steps, you can easily fall very flat and the wind can be taken out of your sails. So I think, unfortunately, I think that's the energy for a lot of you might be facing. So let's say you're starting to, you know, trying to learn or hone in a new skill set. The thing is that you get excited and you're like, yes, I know I can make money at this. Or I know I can be passionate. I know I would be really good at this. But then with the Three of Pentacles and the Prince of Swords, and in this deck, princes are knights. So the Three of Pentacles in reverse is, you know, maybe hitting a wall that, oh, I do have to have a little bit more of an upfront investment, or I do have to, you know, actually build this from the ground up, and this training that I'm buying is only giving me, you know, the basic steps or only the fundamental steps, but really it's up to me to take it much further down the line. And maybe you weren't anticipating some of those those surprises. And I definitely feel in money, I think that there's a little bit more of an investment, or maybe, you know, you're going back to school, but then you realize that you probably need to take a couple more classes or whatever the case is, or maybe you're trying to learn how to do online marketing and you realize, oh, I probably need to learn how to do, you know, Facebook ads and Google ads and become more proficient on building a website or whatever the case is. But I feel like these things that start to come up start to kind of get you out of, you know, alignment, and you start to feel a little off because now, you know, there's these material things that are attached to your goal and your idea that you may not have to actually put into action yet. And I do see that with the Prince of Swords, in this case the Knight of Swords in reverse, that those kind of little obstacles or delays or nuances, or even like, you know, things that are coming out of nowhere, it starts to take you off your game, and the wind gets taken out of your sails, and you start to get, you know, defeated already before you even get started, and you lose some confidence. So just like anything, you have to work at it. And especially if it's something, a business, or you're trying to, you know, grow a side hustle or whatever the case is, you have to work and chip at it. And I guess the best thing, the overall advice is that it's going to do you, going through the process is actually going to serve you better than getting all the answers to the test and just, you know, having someone do it for you. I hope that makes sense. So for many of you, I think that you're kind of feeling like this crushing weight that I don't want to fail and I don't want to look silly. And, you know, the Three of Swords in reverse, even though it's a better energy in reverse, the Three of Swords is a transformation. It is a transition in your life. Understanding that what happened in the past is in the past, and those things were lessons, and they make you who you are now. You're smarter, you're educated, you're wiser, you have more experience. So take that and apply it to what's going on now. Prince of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles in this case. This is about slow and steady wins the race. And also, the biggest thing, oops, something's beeping, sorry. This is not getting flustered or frustrated that, you know, things aren't manifesting, or, you know, you're completely financially independent within a week. You have to be consistent, you have to be diligent, and you have to understand that what you're building is going to take time, especially if you want it to be long lasting. So this is about not getting flustered and frustrated that things aren't popping off right away. Maybe you've, you know, launched a website and you haven't had your first sale yet, or you haven't had a lot of sales yet. Okay, maybe you need to go back and learn how to do more online marketing, or build a sales funnel, or learn how to, you know, push ads, whatever the case is. There is, you know, it's almost like taking 2 steps back so you can educate yourself and get yourself in a better position to take and leap forward, you know? So don't get too frustrated or down on yourself right away. The reason is that the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands came out. This is like a power energy. Now, whether this is you and a business partner, or maybe there's a mentor coming in that's going to help you who has a lot more experience in this arena, or just is, you know, more savvy or educated, whatever the case is, you know, this energy is going to help you kind of leverage and elevate yourself. This could be an expert where you buy training and you're just soaking it all up, and you're like, yes, I can apply this theory, and I can apply this, and, you know, whatever the case is. But this is having confidence in that you're, you know, you're really ultimately responsible for your success. So you're, you know, taking this leadership role, and you're doing, you know, more work, or you're, you know, watching more YouTube videos to educate yourself, but you're taking the initiative and you're taking control of the situation because you want to be successful, and you know that you have to put the time and effort in. You know, the Queen of Wands is, you know, super confident, very creative. And I think once you start to break things down and understand that you don't have to, you know, you don't have to boil the ocean in a day. That's not what it's about. It's about taking things in bite-sized pieces and, you know, becoming, almost overcoming them, and your confidence starts to build and build and build. So this is about having, you know, understanding that this takes time, and building yourself up and becoming an expert and becoming really good at something takes time. So don't get down on yourself. So here is a couple things. Number one, this is the Six of Swords in reverse. This is about getting out of negative thinking. You know, a positive mindset is everything right now, especially this week. It sets the tone, especially going into Sagittarius season. Remember, Jupiter is the ruler of expansion, so the planet of luck. So what you give him, that energy, he's going to expand it. So this is a time to switch that negative thinking, transmute it into something positive, and start to kick butt and, you know, move forward in Sag season and beyond. But again, it all starts with you. So if you start to have that fear of unknown, or those little nagging little thoughts that creep in that say you can't do it, you have to transmute it quickly and change the narrative, because it's going to be detrimental to your growth if you don't, and you don't keep a positive mindset. Six of Pentacles, what I'm going to tell you in reverse, I feel like this is probably not the time to depend on other people for financial support. I don't feel like a lot of you are necessarily wanting to ask for anyone's help financially, but I would say that if you're going to do this, there's a lot of ways that you can get yourself up to speed that you don't have to spend a ton of money on. So there's a lot of resources, but the advice would definitely not to be taking other people's financial resources to get your business or to get your endeavor going. This would be one of those things where you need to be self-sufficient and resourceful to figure out how to make it work on your own. And I think you'll be really glad that you did, because I get the energy right now, especially because a lot of people are real sensitive, and money can be it can be challenging for a lot of people right now based, you know, everything that's going on, that they might hold it over your head. So I would stay away from other people's money. All right. Let's go into, so money. Let's talk about money, because we just kind of touched on that. For many of you, now, I don't know if you guys are in a household with other people, or if it's just you, or you're in a family unit. But the 10 of Cups in reverse is, I think a lot of folks are, or you're starting to notice that people are putting a lot more focus on material things. So losing the importance of what really matters, and material things are not, at the end of the day, not the most important thing in the world. So I feel like, in your home, if it's like a family thing where people are really focusing on things and not so much about being together as a family or spending time together, it's not about having the latest gadget or anything like that. So I feel like, money-wise, maybe you guys are starting to cut back and stop overly spending or on unnecessary things, because again, the end of the day, things don't mean that you're going to be happy. And a lot of times when people get something, a thing that they can touch, feel, and see, it's very much short-lived. So again, remember what really matters at the end of the day. Money can't buy happiness. 8 of Cups. So again, this is really strong, that maybe for a lot of you, you're going to have to be, whether maybe you're selling something or walking away from something or cutting back significantly. And yes, it might be an adjustment. It might be hard at first, but this is really important. I think it's an important lesson, again, that what doesn't serve you, what doesn't add value in your life, you need to cut out, because it's taking up space in real estate. So you're not able to bring things that really do make you happy into your life because there's no room. Okay. Love. Well, this week, for some of you, many of you, there might be someone from the past who is coming back. Now, yes, this could be an ex. This could be, an acquaintance. This could be a friend, a coworker, whatever the case is. I don't know. It's going to be different for everyone. But the Judgment card is a resurrection. Something that is coming back, boomeranging back into your life, making an announcement. And so, again, if it's an ex, I always tell people they're usually exes for a reason. So use discernment. If this person has changed, made a complete 180, sure. I mean, see where it goes, take it slow. But if you feel at any point that there is a red flag, or they're just trying to sell you, a line, then you're probably spot on. So, but there could be somebody from your past. And again, this might not be somebody that you've ever met. It could be from a past life too. So it's different for everyone. All I can tell you is that the 2 of Cups, this is a very strong soul connection. For some of you, it could be a faded relationship or a faded partnership. But this is, really 2 people that are very much, whether they're in love or they're very connected, or they just have this insane amount of chemistry that is just off the charts, along with attraction. And so it's going to be it's like you have known each other your entire life, and you may not have ever met, or you may not know each other very well, but your souls recognize each other. So for some of you, this definitely could be, there could be a great start of something for sure. If you're in a relationship, you might just be rekindling, remembering all the wonderful things about your partner that you absolutely love, and what makes them, your person, right? So what your lobster, as in Phoebe and Friends would say. So guys, this week is going to be, there's going to be a lot of energy. So again, just keep at it. Don't get frustrated. Don't get down on yourself. This is a time to be a little bit more self-reliant. Take your own advice. Figure out a way to make it work financially if you can. And what you put in now has a lot of potential to grow in the future. So don't give up on yourself. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. And then also, if you feel drawn and you would like a personal reading, the link to my website is in the description. Also, I'm on Instagram and TikTok. Welcome to follow me there, because I do live readings and card pulls daily, weekly. All right, guys, thanks so much.